boring? Well, class is dismissed and we're on to our first project. Today what we're going to do is to add a decorative paper. Well, it's actually a faux etching or faux frosting to windows around your home. Now, here are just a few examples of what you can do with this window paper. And as you can see, it's really a nice way to add beauty as well as privacy to windows and other glass surfaces around your home. Let's go on over to the demo area because I've got one window totally complete, so you get the idea of what it looks like. Now, this is a flowery, kind of a busy pattern, but you get the idea that it would give you some privacy, but the light still can shine through. Over here, I've started on our door area with the side light. This is more of a geometric pattern, and I'll tell you, when you feel this, it feels just as if that window has been etched. But you know, the nice thing is you'll be able to take this off, save it, maybe use another pattern, and then bring that one back. So you have a lot of flexibility with the product. The first thing, of course, you're going to want to do is to measure your length and your width, and then order your paper. Now, the thing of it is, it does come in standard sizes. If you're lucky, you'll have a standard size door or window. Mine isn't. So what it suggests you do then is to find the center of the back of this paper. Now, this is the backing. You can write on this. In fact, I've put my measurements on here after I took them, and I'll show you just what I mean by the backing paper. It's just a protective paper for the film. So you see how that geometric design is showing up on the film. But lay that flat and go ahead and tape it down so it is nice and flat. Now, after you've found the center by measuring, of course, side to side in several places and drawing a vertical line, and then from top to bottom in several places and drawing your horizontal line, then I need to make the measurements for my window. Now, my width is 21 inches, so if I put my straight edge here at 10.5 inches, that's halfway, and I made my mark just a little bit on the inside edge of my straight edge. I want to allow about a 1/16 of an inch on each side. So instead of being right on 21, I'm just a little bit in. So you make that measurement in several places and then draw your lines going up and down, and then you do the same thing for the length, and my length was 35 inches, so 17.5 is where I put the straight edge. Marked it just a little inside, so I have that 1/16 of an inch at each end. Now what we'll do is to connect the final little dots down here. Right, there's that one, and up here. And we'll connect those. And then it's very easy to cut out. You can use scissors if you want. Make sure they're good and sharp, or a straight edge, which is what I'm going to do as long as I have this nice long straight edge. Just make sure that your cutting tool, that your utility knife has a nice sharp blade on it. And then I'll go ahead, I'll cut this out, and then when I get done with that, I'll show you how to put it on the window. Well, I'm just finishing washing up the window. You want to make sure the window is clean before you put the window paper on, and also your hands, make sure that they're clean. And now what we want to do is to put the magic formula. This is a secret solution. It's water and 2 drops of a liquid soap like you would use for your hands or for washing dishes. And you want to mist the window with that, and be generous with it, because this solution with that little bit of soap in it helps the film to actually flow and float a little bit on the window so you can get it into position. And then pull the 2 apart. Now, the thing of it is, the part that's against that paper backing, that's what's going to go against the window. So keep that in mind. Pull that apart, and then you're ready to put it on the window. And remember, we had an extra 1/16 of an inch, so get the top in position, and then you can just take it out away from the window and help it kind of float on down. And with your hands, get the big bubbles out. You see how nicely that is starting to go against the window, and just get it basically in place. Now what you want to do, again, take that magic solution and generously put it on the outside, and have yourself a rag handy because water is going to start coming out, and then you're going to use this tool that comes in the kit. This is going to help you get the littler bubbles out, and what you do is to go from the middle down to the bottom, again middle down to the bottom, and then from the middle to side. You see how those bubbles are starting to disappear. You can go back over it as many times as you need to, always though starting a little ways back from where the bubble is, side to side, from the middle. So I'll go ahead, get all these little bubbles out, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Well, I finished installing our window covering. Boy, it feels so real. It can really fool the eye. I guess that's why they call it faux etched. Now I'll tell you, it was so easy to put up, but it's just as easy to keep clean. A little bit of liquid soap and water is all you're going to have to use on it. Now cost-wise, of course, it depends on the size of the strip that you're buying, anywhere from about $40 to $60 suggested retail, but that's a lot cheaper than buying glass that's been etched and having it installed. Now you're still going to be able to let some of that light in, but you know what? It does filter out some of the damaging ultraviolet light. So it's not going to damage your carpeting, those ultraviolet lights, or say your drapes or furniture. Little bit of privacy it adds, and then the additional beauty, hey, you can take it down. I'd save that backing paper, put it back on it. You can change patterns whenever you want, so that's an added feature. And boy, it really does add a nice decorative touch to the window.